Okay, I'm recording.
Uppercase.
It's recording. So I don't know how long my iPad's gonna be alive because it's like on 30%. Hopefully we can record for like an hour, so yeah.
Okay.
So to start off,
Got this
I
one.
only wrote up to page 36 and yeah, I've been working on my other projects and yeah.
I'm to like page 70. I read it, but like I didn't read it. Like the words didn't absorb in my head, but I remember like reading it. Yeah. I don't really like
Did you
sci-fi
get the
books.
point?
I do, it's just that like this one's really hard to follow because it kind of like jumps around a
You read
lot.
90 pages?
You want us to read 90 pages.
I skipped through it during when we were in class today.
I mean, like if you're not gonna read, like I'll tell you again, I could probably like know life in like one night.
Really?
We just find it on a PDF, you know that, right?
Yeah, no, but I hate staring at my like freaking iPad like all night, you know?
It's
you know what I
actually
mean?
really bad for your eyes.
And like, plus I can't write on it. Like, I
Oh.
probably can't write on yours as well. I always just like write on my books, like, you know, just stuff like that.
No.
I read one of Rozier's, you like underline stuff and then write it.
That's a round. Really?
Yeah. What are they gonna do? Mine was written in.
All I do is
Mine's
like flip through it and like that's fine.
But do you, well, since you two read, do you know what Rozier was talking about, like in the conversations or anything? Or-
We didn't really talk about
I
that.
should have
Okay.
brought my thingy.
Oh, we were talking
my
about
journal.
that.
He said something
You
about
know, the
patterns?
personality changes.
Well-
Michelle and what did she turn into, Susan?
Susan,
Yeah.
Susan and somebody.
Susan
What,
turns
is
into
Michelle
the
like a
gang
man?
of four.
Yeah.
So like what, like all the people in this like vampires or something, or like, what's the vampire
I
part?
think some
I
of them
understand.
are,
Yeah. some
but
of
then
them
there's
are.
something that's
There's,
like I remember
biology.
one thing that's she like it was like a white spider. Like it was a huge like white spider that was like crawling through the spaceship.
Alright.
Where are they? How old are they? Did I miss that part?
I don't really think it says, but it seems to me like they're in like their 20s.
Yeah, they sounded young.
The part about the mother though, okay, what are they doing to the bodies? Did y'all get to that part?
No.
Nope.
Like where Siri's mom is like she's like in somewhere. They like have her body, but she's like dead, but she's not dead. And like her husband she doesn't really love anymore, and then Siri go and visit her all the time. And it was like, I don't know, it was really weird. But it's also sad. Like I don't remember.
What age?
I don't know.
And what's this?
Well, do you know how they went from like little school autistic kids to like, you know, in a spaceship?
No.
The skipping around.
I know that.
So like, is this like the book that like kind of like starts like, you know, what's called like in medias res, where like
In the middle.
like, times and like,
Yeah. So it started off they were 8, and then I know that like something like his dad, I think it's Siri that's talking. His dad called him and said, "Hey, they need like a synthesizer or something like that, like for this mission." And then he was like all freaked out because he knew what it was, but then also didn't. And then they like shot him up, and he was in the spaceship, and now he's like where he is now. So it seems to me like it's kind of like giving a story, doing a little background, giving the story, doing a little background, like it kind of goes back and forth.
it's kind of confusing.
It is.
But just like looking at the words, like it's like no, it doesn't look like it's that wordy. So I would imagine that like. it's
But
not
it
too
is
hard.
kind of weird. No way.
I've read like some really wordy books that took me like hours to just get through like a couple chapters, and it's like, yeah. I mean, it's like wordy books aren't usually a problem for me, but yeah. If you could summarize it, like maybe like a paragraph or something like that, what would you say? Because I mean, I didn't really understand much. All I heard was that you said something about like the white spiders and the ship, and then.
Here, is he coming out here?
I don't even know. I know they're like on a spaceship, and the vampire is like the leader. And
Yeah,
he's like,
that's the guy with the really weird name.
So it's one vampire?
Isn't
The president.
it? Something.
Something.
Okay, so the
Sarasti,
vampire.
yeah.
So the,
Sarasti.
the vampire that starts with an F. No, wait, the vampire that
Sarasti.
starts with an S.
Yes, Sarasti.
Alright, so Sarasti's the leader of
Who's
the ship.
Spinsdale?
I don't know.
And what are they trying to accomplish here?
They're on a mission to go somewhere in a spaceship. I think there was like aliens invading or something, or like there were gonna be aliens invading, and so
Yeah,
like
it sounds like they're trying to prevent an alien invasion. But the spaceship is like a character, like it's a person.
Oh, just like in the movie Space Odyssey?
I don't know.
Alright.
And like mission control is like, it sounds to me like in parts of it where like mission control, whatever that is, if it's the spaceship, if it's someone in the spaceship, whatever, is like basically like these people become its robots almost to like carry out its desires or
yeah, like
whatever.
an army and kind.
Cause like here, let me read this excerpt. It says, I am them. I am unnamed. I am disposable. I am souped up and stripped down. A telematter drive with a couple of cameras bolted to the front end, pushing G's that would turn meat to jelly. I sprint joyously towards the darkness. My twin brother, a stereoscopic 100 clicks to starboard. Dual streams of backspat, pions boosting up to relativity before poor old Theseus had even crawled past Mars. But now, 6 billion kilometers to stern, mission control turns off the tap and leaves us coasting. The comet swells on our sights, a frozen enigma, sweeping its signal across the sky like a lighthouse beam. We bring rudimentary senses to bear and stare down on 1,000 wavelengths. We've lived for this moment. We see an erratic wobble that speaks of recent collisions. We see scars, smooth icy expanses where once agnied skin with liquefied and refrozen. Far too recently for the insignificant sun at our backs to be any kind of suspect. We see an astronomical impossibility, a comet with a heart of refined iron. And there was like a lot about this, whatever this comet was. Like they were trying to destroy it, and there was like a bunch of different ships that were going at it, and like, I don't know, and I think that's who Burns Caulfield is. It says, Burns Caulfield sings as we glide past, not to us, it ignores our passage as it ignored our approach. It sings to someone else entirely. Perhaps we'll meet the audience someday. Perhaps they're waiting in a desolate wastelands ahead of us. Mission control flips us onto our backs, keeps us fixed on a target past any realistic hope of acquisition. They send last-ditch instructions, squeeze our fading signals for every last bit among the static. I can sense their frustration, their reluctance to let us go. Once or twice, we've even asked if some judicious mix of thrust and gravity might let us linger here a bit longer. But declaration is for pansies. We're headed for the stars. By Burnsy, by mission control, by Soul, see you at heat death.
So that sounds like they like ditched mission control's like mission and they just want to go do their own thing.
I don't know if they're like going to like an already there planet, if they're trying to find a new one, like what's happening.
Right. I wish I could contribute to this, but sorry, Bill. Well, I also forgot to bring my metaphysical horror book, and I had a lot of notes in that. 'Cause I had all my books together last night trying to work on my artworks, and I left it home. Yeah. I mean, is there like any topics that like you two like want to, you three like want to bring up from the book that something interesting you want to talk about relates to another book or anything like that?
Blindside.
Yeah.
I want to know what this like why he chose the specific quotes to start off each section. Like why those?
Like these quotes.
No, like the
Just pick a quote and we can talk about it.
like when it's dark enough you can see the stars, like stuff like that, and then
Do you not have your notes? You just like pull out your notes and just find the quotes and just read from there. Instead of just like flipping through the book or anything?
no, like I can't write in my book,
Oh, well,
so I have to use these little tabs. and then try to touch the past, try to deal with the past. It's not real, it's just a dream.
What was the other book that said that we were all just a dream? That we were living a dream?
Almost.
All time.
I think that's almost. You said it's 2 books. Well, actually, 3 books. Mysterious Stranger, Meditations, and Ego Tunnel. I'll say that pretty much something. But Mysterious Stranger ends the book with "You're all living in a dream,"
Yeah.
which is, you know, it's pretty interesting to think, you know, we're all living in a dream, but like, I mean, you see reality in front of you, and like, you pinch yourself, you felt that and all that, right? So I mean, you know.
When they compare it to a dream, they're just trying to say, like, when you do dream, that stuff clearly isn't real compared to what you actually experience. And so maybe the stuff you experience isn't as real as you think it is. I think that's what he means when he says everybody's in a dream.
It's hard for me to wrap my head around that because like I see reality, I see you guys, and like to me this is really real, and like without a doubt in my mind, like this isn't a dream. So I mean I can't imagine that, like, you know, I'm just a thinking thing and there's a whole nother world outside of whatever this is. You know what I mean?
I've had dreams plenty of times where it's been like I couldn't distinguish between what was real and what was fake until I woke up. And even when I woke up, there were some times where I couldn't even figure out what was fake.
Or like you wake up and you like like something happens
Yeah.
and you're like, did I dream that or was it
Yeah,
real?
was it real? Like a
And
memory?
See, my whole thing would go back. Deja vu would be
I don't
my
think-
whole
yeah,
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
deja vu.
But I mean, but my dreams are never that real. Like,
Well,
I'm like,
The
holy
ones
shit,
you-
this.
the ones you remember.
Well, yeah, the ones I do remember, but I mean, still, it seems like.
They're vivid.
Sometimes you wake up and you still haven't actually woken up. Like you're just in another
In a
dream.
half sleep.
yeah.
That's happened to me a few times. But like I've never felt pain, I've just felt scared. I've never felt like, you know, because you have your senses, right, in real life, but like in a dream, all you can pretty much do is just, you see. You can't feel anything, you can't
Well,
like,
then
Well,
you just
but-
said you felt scared.
I mean, just scared, as in like, you don't feel like if you like pinch
So you're
yourself,
talking
like if
about,
you
like-
feel a table or something like that, you know what I'm talking about?
You're talking
Like
about
your senses.
physical pain.
Like I'm talking, yeah, like you, like in my dreams, like I don't even know if I can actually hear in my dreams. Because in my dreams, all I do is I just see stuff.
You don't like, there's no one like talking or anything like that?
I can't really remember, like,
You're in the insidious dream, though.
I don't know.
You're in
I've never
Insidious
watched
world.
Insidious.
For real? Watch it. It's super weird.
Isn't there like a bunch of them now?
3.
But usually I can tell if my dreams are
Third one's
dreams or
really
if they're,
creepy.
if it's real life.
So creepy.
Then how do, if you can't tell if it's a dream or if it's real life, then how do you know what you're doing right now isn't a dream?
I know that this is not
How
a
do you
dream,
know?
trust me.
Like how?
I freaking know this is not a dream.
But how?
And you guys
That's
know
what
that
I'm saying.
you
Like,
two
unless
know,
you're like
no, hold up.
lucid dreaming,
Hold up,
you don't
you
know.
guys can't tell me that because you two know that this is not a dream.
Do
How do you know that we know that?
Jesus Christ.
This is a Rozier
Like, for,
thing.
you,
This is Rozier all over again.
you can, like, you guys can try trolling me, but you know in your own, like,
no,
in your
no.
own hearts
We're
that
not.
this
We're
isn't
not
a dream.
trolling.
You guys can try, like, argue, you know, like, oh, how do you know this is a dream? Like, I know
No,
this
we're
is
not. We're not doing like the how do you know? It's like we're actually asking you.
Like, I get what you're saying, that you know that this is reality, this is real life, because you can touch a table, feel a table, but how do you distinguish that from a dream? Like, you can also feel a table in a dream.
In a dream, I don't feel tables. I might see
But-
myself
but
touching.
just 'cause it's
I
ju-
might see myself touching a table, but literally I don't
So
feel
you
it.
never have high-fived in a dream, shot a basketball, or did anything that you loved in a dream. Telling me that you cannot feel that.
Look, there's a difference between like me like feeling this water bottle or some shit like that, or like me jumping like in a dream and ended up like flying or something like that feeling, right? Cause like look,
No. I don't know what kind of dream that is.
yeah, well I guess everybody dreams differently.
Yes, that's right.
Some
But I
people
mean
don't dream at
still,
all.
I know that this is reality.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's something you have to tell yourself in order to like succeed. Like to go to school, to do all the things that we have to do. You have to say, okay, this is real. Let me participate. Because if you do know that it's all like for nothing or maybe not real, then you may not be able to like to blame like the homeless guy you see out there who said, you know, fuck it. It's like it happens. But I'm saying like I think the ego tunnel makes you think this has to be real. and it makes you distinguish between the two dreams, what's real, what's not.
'Cause, yeah, you guys are trying to pull like some Renee Descartes meditation shit on me, like, oh,
No.
this is all a dream. You know, your senses lie to you. Yeah, they could lie to you, but
Yeah.
they
Not-
could lie to
not
you.
They could, they do lie to you.
Okay, yeah.
On a day-to-day basis.
Okay, they lie to you. Are they lying to you right now?
Okay, but do you ever like think you hear someone? Has this ever happened to you? Like
Yes,
you're like doing
that-
something, you think you hear someone call your name, and you're like, "What'd you say?"
Like, that
and like
stuff-
nothing.
Like that stuff happens.
That's your senses tricking you.
I know your sense is tricky, but really, you really think that like currently right now as we're talking, like, oh yeah, I'm tricking you right now.
Well,
I'm
but
not.
just
I'm not
because
saying
Well, yeah.
it's not happening right now doesn't mean it's never happening.
And maybe somebody says something,
Okay, well-
and I hear one thing, somebody else hears something else, or
Let me-
different interpretations.
Okay. Let me clear something up. I'm aware. My senses lie to me. I'm aware that there's such thing as optical illusions. I'm aware sometimes I might hear a voice or something like that, and you know it's like, oh shit, maybe it's just my unconscious mind. I'm aware about the fucking McGurk effect or something like that when somebody's saying like pop, pop, and like really they're saying like pop. I'm aware of all that, but still, I think it's reality.
How's it reality? Because reality is
Let me
relative.
fucking Google reality real quick.
There's no overall basis. Like it's relative to each person.
That's true.
So like somebody's truth is different than somebody else's.
I'm sorry. I bet you feel like you were all attacking me right now. It's really not what's
It
happening.
happens in every video.
It really does, because
The
he's
world-
the one who always negates everything.
The world or state of things as they actually exist, opposed to idealistic. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what the hell that says, but
This is what Google says.
yeah, but I'm not dreaming. After we do this, I'm gonna go back to studying, and I'm gonna go home, and then I'm gonna fall asleep, and I might dream when I fall asleep,
Then you're gonna wake up.
and then
But
I'll
how
go
do you
back to
know
the-
you actually woke up?
See, you're that person.
I'm going at this.
I'm just saying. I do want to major in philosophy
I'm more
for
of
a
like
reason.
more of like a common sense tactic rather than like, you know, like a. But what if this? What if that? Like, okay, well, what if? Like,
Life is filled of what ifs.
Okay. even if this is just a dream, I'm gonna like fucking live it up, you know. If it, oh, there's no. Oh, there's like nothing left. Like after this was the whole point. Like, you know, you can still have fun.
Yeah.
Even if it's like, even if this is a dream or whatever, right? I mean, like, why not? YOLO?
I look it up each and every day. So
Well, that's your mentality every day.
every day.
YOLO?
Why? Why not?
Do it.
Like, why do you not live life like it's your last? Do
If
you,
I was-
do you laugh?
right now-
do you
right
laugh
now-
all the time? Do you laugh every day?
Yeah, fucking the whole time.
I don't think
You
I've
do
ever
not
heard
seem
you
like
laugh.
At all.
Sometimes.
Never. I've never heard you laugh.
Look,
Do you find anything funny?
if
What do
you-
you find funny?
memes. Fake memes. What? Today fucking French, goddammit, I was laughing my ass off. Cause I had to give a presentation like in a PowerPoint and then like, I had a lot of dank memes on my PowerPoint, it was funny.
I need to
Yeah, a
like
lot
connect
of
you
dead
with
memes.
Dank
Christian
memes, you know,
Spinster is
D-A-N-K
full
memes, you know what I mean?
of just really
No,
offensive
what is
memes.
that?
No.
Yeah, it's just like internet memes.
That was gonna
It's-
be the good memes.
Hold on.
But anyways, like if you do say like live life to the fullest, like yeah, you could say like live life to the fullest. But if I was right now, if I was trying to live life to the fullest, I would take my keys to the freaking like our citation jet hangar and I'd like steal our private jet and like go have fun. But I'm probably not gonna do that. If I wanted to live my life to the fullest, like, I can't literally like you know.
Sure. Okay.
Like if you were to live life to your fullest right now, like what would you do? Would you really be like talking to us right now, or would you like go rob a bank? Buy a Lamborghini,
I would not
or
rob a
something like
bank.
that?
You don't
First
understand
of
how much
all,
he loves Harry Styles.
That's idiotic.
I'm talking
Every
about,
time
like,
they're
I'm talking
gonna
about
get
like if
caught.
you're trying to say like you want to live life to the fullest, like right now, like do you think that you're living life to the
That's
fullest?
robbing a bank's a good way to die.
You could.
You're not
you
going
get
with
the,
that.
you get the rush.
Anyway,
Right.
but yeah, every single day.
It's
Like I could,
really
like
bad.
I mean, like
I
personally.
wake
like,
up, do what I have to do, and then the rest of the day I do whatever I want to do.
Do you have to do or do you want to do?
Do
Because
what I want.
living life to the fullest, doesn't that? Is that doing like stuff
What I
that
have to
you
do,
have to do, or is that doing the stuff that you want?
and then when I'm done doing the stuff I have to do, going to school, going to work,
That doesn't sound like
the
living
rest of
life.
the day,
Yeah,
I
but you
have
have
to
to
myself.
survive.
It's
I
like-
mean, if that's your way of living life to the if that's your okay, look, if that's your way of
Yeah.
living life to the fullest, like I know some
So-
people that live life to the
so-
fullest, and I'm like jealous.
I mean, there's no way they
Fullest
really
making
live it to the
money.
fullest because you have to pay bills. You gotta like be part of society.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, if you want to follow your dreams, you wouldn't be able to do that.
So you're living life.
So it's like
fullest
there has to be a
until you
balance. Like you do the stuff you have to do, you do the stuff you want
want
to
to
do.
do.
They say live it to the fullest because that's the only way you could really.
Like personally, I know people that live life to the fucking fullest, and like they don't.
Are they
Okay, look,
rich?
let me tell you guys a story.
Are they rich?
He's not rich. Alright? I'll give you like a little, like this dude like inspires me like every fucking day. Like I wake up and I think like I was like, what would Nick do right now? What are you doing? Are you looking up dang memes?
Yeah, bad ones.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know some guy that literally he just woke up, like, you know, like he like what's it called, he was going to college or something like that. It's like a college like UNJ, I think. Not like this place isn't really expensive. I mean for like an average college. He like what's it called? He'd work over the summer. He'd save up like $5,000. Next summer, like he just take a semester off or something and go to Europe
Well, he has to work
with
for that.
$5,000.
Doesn't he have to work for
Yeah,
that?
he has to work for that.
Yeah, but he was in Europe for he was in Europe longer than he was working.
Then you're not catching my drift though. He worked for that. Like you're telling me, you have to work, but you're not living your life to the fullest.
But the thing is, his work isn't just like everybody else's work.
He was waiting tables.
But that's what he did to be able to live his life to the
But the
fullest,
thing is,
right?
his job is actually fucking cool.
Let's do.
My job is actually
Some-
cool. It
some
deals
people
with
like-
sports, and that's what I want to do for the rest of my life is sports.
Right.
So that's me living my life to the fullest. How are you going to tell me how I live my life to the
I'm not
fullest?
telling you that I live
You did.
right now. I'm just
You
saying.
just
I'm
sat
just
there
okay.
and
Look,
did.
look. I'm
Said
just asking.
You're not
you.
living your life to the fullest because you have to
0 to
work.
100 like real quick.
But that's what
Yeah.
you just
But
did.
but personally yourself, do you think you're living life to the fullest?
That's what I just
Yeah.
said.
Okay. Your definition of life. I got it. I understand what you're saying.
You
don't
see
have
what I'm
to-
saying?
and you
You're
don't have to
telling
look.
me how
You don't have to look. in the-
I'm living my life,
Right.
right?
Okay.
All right, then.
Okay. Let's
So-
go to a mutual
Oh, I'm
agreement.
not. No, I'm not mad. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
You
you're
proved my
raising-
point.
you're raising- Okay.
Now you work with kids. You have to.
Yeah, man.
No, I don't work with kids.
You don't
I
know.
watch them.
Okay.
I watch them play basketball. I don't have to talk to them. I sit there and watch basketball games. And then if I see a kid that I think that I can inspire and help to further his sports, then I talk to that kid.
Yeah, but how do you know that kid's real? How do you know your sense of
Oh,
reality?
okay.
I'm gonna be that person.
I'm kidding.
See, no, Pablo. We're not going there with you right now.
Alright, you gotta take this conversation wherever the hell. And I'll jump in.
Where's Leslie been?
Not here.
I haven't heard from her.
Probably been selling life insurance.
She's living up to the fullest.
Maybe she's living her, definition of life to the fullest, yeah.
She missed more class than me.
No.
I think literally, I think that.
think-
When was the last
Okay.
I
time
think
Both
you've missed
classes.
more classes than Mansfield has.
I actually thought it was
Really?
both of you.
Yes.
So you're like tied at this point.
Hey, where you been?
I can't even come in the mornings anymore. I have to work.
That is
Hey, it's for a class you can't even go to?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I get the gist even more than people that do go to the class. So it's
Probably,
like,
yeah.
True. He understood the book when you didn't, so I mean,
What are you trying to tell me?
I'm just
I
saying, like
guess
you go to class
philosophy's
every
not
day
your
and you didn't get in a book,
Shut
and then he
up.
doesn't ever come to class. And he explained it to you in 5 minutes.
That's literally fighting you.
He breaks you right there.
I didn't mean that as an insult.
I just said not come across as an
That was
insult.
like shots fired.
It was just a matter of fact.
Oh, that does not make it better.
I didn't say you knew more about the class.
Oh,
I
you
just
should
said about
have
this
just
book.
stopped.
That was funny. I have to say that was pretty funny. Okay, what else? What other book can we talk about?
Metaphysical horror. But they're book
I don't know about book.
Actually, I read most of that one, but
I did read that one.
There you
See,
go.
I like skim through them and do spark notes.
That was such a small book. Like,
I don't remember it.
what was it even about? Like I forgot. Like I legitimately forgot what it was about because my
Do you
mind
have
has
it
been
on
I
like.
have all the
Which one
notes
is
for
this?
it. Metaphysical
I think
horror.
No.
I think metaphysical horror, I think that talk more about, you know, like the anxieties you get, maybe you guys don't get it, but maybe, I get it, like the anxieties, like you think a lot about philosophy and it's like, it leads back to like nothing or something like that, and you're like, holy shit, like, I think that's what is described as metaphysical horror.
Nothing. Capital N.
Yeah,
Nothing.
nothing with a capital N.
Yeah,
That's what it was
maybe
out.
like trying to comprehend nothing or
What?
trying to
I have
comprehend
like 4
everything.
pages.
I think our group, our
Sorry.
house, probably has the most people that miss this class. Besides
Besides Menos, yeah, they have like 2 people show up every day.
Well, we can't
One
really
time
talk
nobody
'cause
showed up.
we had 3 of us show up
No,
one
but
day.
one time nobody was there.
But they
Their
only
whole
had
house
one
was-
guy.
Yeah, and then he sat with another house.
Jesus Christ, you know what, wanna know what's,
Oh, geez.
Okay,
Oh,
like-
Lord.
well,
I was like, wait, I don't know what's happening.
that reminded, what the hell?
Oh, how
Here it is.
their house rankings
No,
went?
like, no, that's
Oh,
no,
that
that's
pissed me
fucked
off.
up. I was like, hold up,
no,
why are we
what
last?
Rozier said about Oceanus, like in the syllabus, and I was rereading the syllabus, and I saw, I was like, he freaking picked these houses like spot on, holy shit. Like,
Really? Because I still to this day don't know how we all got
Yeah,
put together.
I'm always wondering what was on our sheet that made him put us in a group together.
Read them out. Let's go.
Like, y'all are mad cool.
That was really
We are
loud.
mad. We're probably the coolest group in the class.
Y'all are
I'm not
dead
gonna
as the
lie.
coolest group. I would have killed myself in any other group.
okay, look, it says, look for, like, Oceanus, it said, like, dreamers, scientists, artists, bookworms, wide-eyed people, you know, like, most studious in houses. Oceanus welcomes those who seek comfort and shared collective wisdom. So, like, of course, when there's only one person that doesn't have, like, anybody in their group, guess who brings them in? Oceanus. And I was like, I was reading, I was like, no.
What does it say about us?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Boss.
well, I read ours and I really didn't, like, these, like, you know, it made, like, all the other 3 made sense to me, but Anthos didn't make any sense to me.
What you mean? Let read it out.
House Anthos emphasizes synchronicity, natural life cycles, personal growth, and excitement of the very new. Generally peaceful in conflicts with people, Anthos sometimes exaggerates their joy or gets caught up in the passions life of others. With innocence of house order, Anthos welcomes those who seek cultivation, nurturing, sensitivity, and empathy. How to handle responsibility for carrying through divides the house. Between Anthos who prefer the undomesticated wild and those who prefer a well-tended garden, immersion requires growing with the environment. Wise. So the wise Anthos learns the light follows the dark, while the dark follows the light. I mean, but it got Oceanus' like personality like spot on. No.
I kind of wonder though if like he had one house left and then had all these random people that he didn't know where to put them and then just shoved them all together.
Which is fine with me. We're cool with that. Because honestly, we should be number 1 in all the house rankings right now. Because 1, we won the academic
Yeah, that really
triathlon
confused me.
and smacked
We did.
everybody else.
We won, yeah.
We
And I was
won.
like, why did we get last? When the first group said we were last, I was like, wait, didn't we win the triathlon?
We won the triathlon,
Yeah.
and then Skepe didn't even send a freaking video.
They didn't?
So I never got their video to even do their commentary. So I don't know how in the heck they're first.
Well, see, I think that they.
The only reason why I think they're first is because homeboy Caleb talks, but he puts in some well good stuff, and then dude Michael is super freaking smart. That dude is super smart,
Which
but
one's
does
Michael?
not talk.
The one
The
that's
one-
like really quiet.
Really quiet when he talks, but he says.
That he and Rachel like have a
Oh, the
connection.
history. Oh yeah, he's like, I love this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's funny.
And then how Alex is off the wazoo. Their videos are just like ours.
Really?
Yeah, they talk about the book, go off topic, then come back to the book, go
But
off
see, weren't
topic.
they the ones that were like, oh,
Like-
y'all's videos never
Oh.
make sense? And I was like,
And then how is Menos in front of us because their videos are 26 minutes long.
What?
Every video.
Wow.
So there's no freaking way they're in front of us.
Does
So
everyone
that
show up
means
for it?
0 effect to what they say.
Well, but see, I think it's that like when the overseers make these decisions, they don't really like look into stuff like
Yeah.
that. They kind of like just feel like, oh, I think they're okay, and then like they're a little bit more okay, and then they're like not okay at all, and then you know.
I was like, what in the
Are they mad we're trash
world?
talking them in our videos?
I do not care right now. This is the last video, and I give 0 shits.
Didn't we try?
I just want to say something real quick.
We trash talk every time in a video.
Alright, so, yeah, we could like, trash talk and all that, but like, you know, I don't want to be a fucking, like, dick or anything like that. Like, okay, ever since, like, I don't know, after, like, the semester midpoint, like, I try my ass off to, like, give, like, input into class and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And, I don't know, maybe it's just my point of view, maybe I'm just, like, egocentric or something, but, like, I feel like I'm doing most of the talking. And you two do the readings, you two do the fucking readings, like, all the time. And, like, sometimes I look at you two, I'm like, are you gonna say something?
Well, okay,
I can't
so-
be, like, the only one doing this.
No, this is.
Other houses, like, have people talking and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, well, if we wanna say, like, we're the best or something like that, I'm like, you know, it can't
Alright,
just be like,
Anthos
house,
doesn't have
it
nobody
can't
that
just be like
talks.
House Pablo, you know what I mean?
No, I know, and
So-
like I want to talk, like that's the thing. I'm the same way in my math class. Like I always get the right answers, and that sounds a lot worse than I really mean for it to. But and like I have opinions about the books, but I'm that person that's always afraid to speak up because I'm afraid that what I'm gonna say is completely and totally wrong, and then people are gonna be like, "You're stupid."
I thought you're not
So-
supposed to care, like,
I know I'm not supposed to care, but I do.
Oh,
That's
well-
why I don't say much.
so why don't, if you, like, do the readings and all that, then why don't you talk?
I don't know if he asked me, but whenever he asked me, that's the day I don't do the reading.
Just fucking, like, just say something, you know?
Or like I'll be listening to him and like be like really like into what he's saying, and
Yeah.
then he'll like ask me and it like takes me off guard and like,
Yeah.
well, I don't know.
You know, like, when Rozier talks to me, like, I don't know if he does this to anybody else, I think he tries to, like, confuse the shit out of me, so I shut up.
That's what I'm scared of
So
too.
you-
Like, I'm gonna say
Like,
something,
he
he's gonna
just-
question me
he,
about
like-
it, and like, I'm not gonna know what to
like-
say back.
He just does that to me, he's like, you know what I'm talking about? I'm like, no. And I'm just like,
Or
okay,
if I talk too much, I think I'm gonna be like the James, you know, and
Oh,
he's
he's like, yeah,
like,
but we're not gonna
I
listen
see
to
that
you."
James has a hand up. I'm not
But
gonna
I'm not gonna call
ask him,
him, yeah.
you know, and like
No,
I
but
don't
that's-
want to turn to that person.
But that's reasonable because you're not gonna turn to that person because look how much. There's only like what, like a week left of class, and I mean, if you wanna like put in the work, then put in the fucking work. Like that's.
Okay. I'll read. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna read a whole bunch
There's
tonight. I
participation
won't do.
points.
I promise.
I don't know how that works out, but.
What?
There's no participation.
Z said, wait, there's
So I don't know, you're all talking-
participation points?
I don't think
I mean,
there's
it's just a-
specifics.
I mean-
Like if you're like a point off of like a grade higher,
Yeah,
he'll be
probably
more
gonna
likely to
consider
give
it.
it to you if you participate.
Well, my thing is, I answer questions when he asks
Yeah.
them. I don't sit there like a fucking plump on a log. I just don't put input because I don't know half the shit that we read.
I mean, like today. I didn't. You know, I didn't read, but you know, he said something. I wanted to say something, and then, you know, everybody starts talking. Maybe it was just
He jumps topics real fast. And, like you talk about something for 5 seconds. Sometimes if you say something, it'll look off track.
Like,
But that's
30
philosophy.
seconds later.
You know, like everything leads to another thing, and like it just goes down different rabbit holes and like different tone. Like.
But see,
you know what
I
I mean?
also feel like he like tries to talk about stuff that like makes sense to him, and a lot of time makes sense to Michael. But then we're just kind of sitting there like, what, you know? And so like I don't really know how to like jump on that train.
Yeah.
I sit and try to make sense of things. But it never happens.
Well, philosophy, like I think that's more like sharing it with other people because that's how you get better at it.
I guess I'm a thinking thing.
There you go.
I think way too much. I just don't ever say anything.
I don't think someone can think too much.
Well, there's some
always thinking.
overthinkers.
Well, okay, thinking about like one thing, but like thinking as a whole,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, we're always thinking. Like, we're always talking to ourselves.
It's true.
So we discovered that people are thinking things, as Pablo always says.
No, according to Ego Tunnel, we're not thinking things.
But
Beg to
according
differ.
to other books, we are thinking things. So it's always gonna be. I feel like he
Ego
chooses
Tunnel's
the
the most.
book he
Ego
reads
Tunnel's
to
like the most
contradict
recent and
himself.
actually has like science behind it.
What has science behind it?
Ego Tunnel.
Who's to say the other people don't have science behind it? They just didn't put it in their books. They didn't deem it relevant.
No, they were dumbasses.
Well, all right. Tell us how you feel.
Descartes at least.
He was stupid too. And he had a good argument. Everybody like trying super hard to like prove him wrong, and it barely got proven wrong. Like, I don't know, like when was Ego Tunnel made? Like 2009. yeah, when we actually had like brain scans and stuff like that.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is he was doing all of this like way back in like the 1800s.
I guess it's because you can say it's kind of hard to argue against that, like, you are a thinking thing. Well, shit.
How does
How about not?
how does ego tunnel argue against?
Ego tunnel says this. Ego tunnel says that if you're a thinking thing, ego tunnel says that there's no such thing as a self.
Yeah, that's pretty much saying there is no self.
It says that you are nothing but a bunch of like synchronized neurons firing off in your head,
And then, like,
which brings you consciousness, and then like, you know, once you die, you're dead.
So like they're saying like there's no real thing as a self, but you can imagine having a self.
It's pretty complicated argument. I didn't bring my book with me, so I can't open it up. And then I have my notes, but sometimes my notes are retarded.
So you're trying to say that we're not a thinking thing?
Yeah, that book is trying to convince you that you're not a thinking thing.
So we can cut it off right now and be better than Anthos.
No, we don't.
So you're gonna make Linus watch the video?
Do not care.
I don't think you can
This
make
is my
that.
last class to do it. Everybody. Actually, I just have one more education class and then I can just skip this for the semester next year. So,
Oh, I just freaking out. Yeah, are you going first too?
Chill right now.
You friends cool with it? Do you ever need someone?
here's Papa is laughing.
Let anyone know who goes to Georgia State that they can just come and talk to me at any time.
Does she work there?
Yeah, she's a psychology professor.
Oh, that's so.
She's in the graduate school, but you can still just talk to her.
I really want to come by. What's her name?
Catherine Perkins. She's really nice. She's a little odd. She kind of tries to be younger than she is, but I mean, like, you know, like she literally has
Would
said
you
the
go
word
Pablo?
dope to me. I was like, no.
I'm just like, I write down stuff that happened in class, and I think it's funny. And do you remember when like we walked into class and Rozier's like, "All right, thank you all for being here today. Thank you all for being part of the Oversoul. Give yourself a round of applause." And we just like started clapping. And it was,
No,
it
I
was
guess I
funny.
wasn't there for that
It
one.
was funny.
I'm showing up like late. I was like 2 minutes late.
Was I?
Sometimes.
People present ideas and ideas get swallowed up. They destroy their ideas, stomp them to the ground, and then like, no ideas get presented, those get destroyed, and then like say I want to present an idea, it's like everybody against me, and then I get stomped to the ground.
So that's what I do.
You know what I mean?
I do.
You are a female.
What?
Nobody's against you.
There's two genders.
No, no, no. No, 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 no. You think and put it down on paper that everybody's against you. Nobody's against you.
Put it down.
We want you to speak out your ideas. Nobody's against your ideas. That's what you said about philosophy. That's about
Everything.
throwing ideas out there and then
Every idea
other
goes.
ideas and
It's 'cause there's an argument to everything, you know.
of course there's an argument to everything.
And I guess it's like the search. I guess you could say it's also like the search of like
You should hear my
looking
life
for something that
really on like it.
you can't argue.
What are
against.
you really looking for in this class? Clarity of what you are,
You wanna know why I
what
did
life
this class?
is.
You wanna know why I took philosophy? I don't know about y'all. Alright, so I didn't believe in God, right?
Okay.
I just wanna like bash on Christians. And all it made me do was like, shit, I guess God exists.
Well, didn't he say like the first day of the class that at the end of this class you'll either like your faith will be stronger than it ever was
Yeah.
before, or it will be completely
I
gone.
don't know about y'all, like why'd you guys sign up for philosophy? Like
I had to take it.
just because
Why did
you
I
could have
take it?
taken like anything else like ethics or something like that.
Rozier.
This is
was
like
a
the only
really good
class that I had
teacher.
left that I could take. Like out of the electives I needed.
I was trying to take political philosophy, but he only heard philosophy, and then I just took it.
So before this class, did you believe in a higher power?
Or did you just
Anything
go
Were you an
along
atheist
with-
or a
Dude,
deist?
I didn't believe in shit, okay?
So were you an atheist?
I don't, what's the difference? What are the two things you just said?
Atheist
Deist
means
or
you don't
deist?
believe in anything.
Yeah, atheist, you don't believe in anything.
Okay,
Deist, you
what
believe
is-
in something, you just don't know what it is.
Oh, it's agnostic then.
Yeah, that's what I thought
Mm,
agnostic was.
I guess you could just say atheist.
I thought agnostic was like you believe there's something out there.
I guess I went from atheist to
Somebody
deist
told
or
me it was
whatever.
deist. I don't, hold up.
It might be. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay. Well, I went from atheist to
I
whatever.
just thought it
the
was
heck you said.
agnostic, or maybe they're the same
So you
thing. I don't
believe that
know.
there's a higher being? Or there's a
Oh, no, I lied.
higher
Okay.
thing?
Deism is
Yeah, there's
philosophical position which possess that a god does not interfere directly with the world. So does agnostic. I lied.
Did you take
I
Rozier's
could
class because
say-
everybody else is?
No, I actually heard that he's a really good professor.
Who, Rozier?
Mm-hmm.
I've
And
heard
that
really good
is-
things about him too.
That his teaching is abnormal, but it's very, like, thorough. Like, he'll tell you, but then ask you, and then you'll sit there and question it. Then at the end of the semester, you'll figure out what everything that he meant to say.
Yeah, I feel like we're all gonna like walk out of class and be like, oh.
And then we're gonna look at people and be like, fuck you, I know what this is. And I kinda like pick up on that, like, during class. It's kinda different. Like, he's super different, but he's, like, a really good teacher.
Yeah. But I like that it's different because, you know, you get bored just sitting in class and listening to people lecture and blah, blah,
Like,
blah.
I like his class, I just hate that it's an 8 a.m. class.
Can't have everything, right?
I know.
I like that he's green.
Well, it was because
He literally,
honestly, it
he
brings me out.
literally is. You know, like at first he was like, "You don't need coffee. I am better than caffeine." You know, it's true. Like I'll be so tired. I'll come in and he'll be like,
Yeah.
That was
It
not
helps, I guess
loud.
like, you could,
But,
it
you know.
helps like in conversation.
That smack on the desk, though.
And in general understanding.
It reminds me of Coach Howard when he's
Yeah.
We have
You
this
think about the
teacher
class,
who
it
carries
touches
around
on
a
everything.
hammer, and when he
Everything
literally,
you ever
when
thought
people
about
fall
your
asleep,
head,
he
like,
takes
it's
his
like
hammer and
solid.
slams it on the desk right next to him. One time he broke a table in half, no lie. And then another time he picked up a chair and threw it across the room.
Teachers here,
That's
because
my kind
a
of
lot
Probably
of
one of
times
my
you see
favorite
teachers like him, they come
Yeah,
from, like,
Coach Howard
universities.
I
prepared me
imagine
for
they
college
teach
more
them
than
at the
anyone
Yeah.
did.
Oh, like what?
Yeah, like in like the Cuban University.
Yeah, he's a really
You're not
good
gonna see
teacher.
him on last day of school and be like, I liked you.
Yeah.
He could have made this class
he's
so
mad.
We
boring.
could ask
Is it
him.
him?
Yeah, Rozier.
Oh, for sure. He could have been like, look, y'all are writing papers and reading these books.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But instead, he makes it interactive.
That's not my favorite thing is like he
I
is
kind of
really
wonder how the
interactive.
philosophy professors at the
He never
beginning
like
teaches them.
tells you
Oh, what?
directly.
I
He
kinda
never
wonder,
like
like, how, like,
directly
the
answers your question. He wants you to
philosophy
answer it
professors are,
yourself.
like,
Exactly. Like he
I
lets
guess
you
I
think
do.
on your own
There's a
without
philosophy
leaving you
professor here that
stranded.
teaches logic. Do not take him.
Who?
What's the course called? Intro to Ethics?
With this?
No, the other. Oh, what's it?
The, no, the class that I was taking that was in philosophy was logic. Mm. That is probably the most random class ever. Because you're making sentences out of letters and dots, lines. And that's it.
What?
Logic. Like, what is logic? Like,
That's a
you give
class.
me a sentence from here, okay? So, when doing this reading for this class, B, A, and then
Is it like stuff like
I
that?
was raised in a Christian household is B, and you have to prove if this, then this. But it's like 17 different lines
It's
of
like it's word,
sentences.
it's word
Oh,
math.
super
Math words.
hard and boring. And I
That sounds
lost.
really terrible.
The worst class I've ever taken in my life. So I dropped it. So don't take it. If you're going to be a philosophy major, you have to take it actually.
If you guys want to get fucked
Well,
up,
I'm
by
not
class,
actually going here, so.
It doesn't matter.
computer science is a class that you want to take if you want to like drop something. Because that. Holy shit.
Alright, another book. Any book, just pick any book.
What
Maybe
did
talk
we
about
read before
anything.
metaphysical work?
The ego tunnel.
Really?
Yeah.
You go
Or
tell them
movie
Demi
or
or
anything.
Mysterious Stranger. I think my
I
favorite
love
book.
Mysterious Stranger.
Yeah, favorite books are probably Mysterious Stranger, Metaphysical Horror, and Meditation. The really small, the really small
You like
books.
the
were-
small books?
I don't know, like I don't know what it was. Like the really small books had like the best arguments. I was like, God
Eagle
damn.
Tunnel wasn't that small. Wait,
Oh
you
no, I
said-
didn't.
we
No, I
only
didn't say
read,
Eagle
like,
Tunnel. I
two
said
books.
Metaphysical Horror, Mysterious Stranger, and
I really like Mysterious
Mysterious
Stranger.
Stranger was good.
Like, that was a book that I literally was like, I want to keep reading this.
like when I'm reading Satan, I'm like, oh, that's really Satan saying that stuff. And I'm like, never mind, that's Mark Twain. What the hell? It's freaking smart.
But see, Satan wasn't actually Satan. Satan was Satan's nephew.
Yeah.
In my book, it said Satan. Like it didn't say.
We had the same book.
No, my book was different. I had like I got mine like off of Amazon. It's like a huge like book like
Oh.
this big, and it's like
Okay, well, in ours.
I mean the wording in your books were different than mine also. I mean same story, but I mean some of the stuff is worded differently.
I still don't get it.
What about those videos?
What
The
movies?
movies? The video.
Um,
I really love Truman Show.
That was actually good. I freaking love Jim
Truman
Carrey.
Show. What else do we, oh,
There was this thing, I
What was
wish
the
I had it,
Jim?
it was like your entire life and every emotion Jim Carrey. It
Oh, I
was
see that.
The best
Oh,
thing.
yeah, I saw that
It was
this
like
morning,
him in
actually.
all these different movies and I was like,
Y'all didn't like the thing?
okay, in truth, I didn't watch that movie entirely. But
I've seen it before, but I don't remember what it
Movie ever. Weirdest.
the parts that I saw were like funky.
Doesn't it like kill people and they all morph together into one giant beast or something like that?
Yes.
And it like split, the thing where like it split his head in half and then
That thing picked up that dude though. That was so funny.
oh, like by his head, he was like swinging him around.
What does that have to do with philosophy? I wasn't here that day that we discussed it.
There's like to me, I think I like see this is what I took it as. There's a thing inside us that nobody you don't even know, nobody in this world will ever know. But it'll just come out randomly.
How does he get this from these movies?
So like we
I
all
never
have an
really
alter
picked that
ego.
up.
I didn't even think of it like that. It just
Like-
bugs me so bad.
I was like, what in the fuck? Like, so literally, there's something inside of you that that you don't even know about, but something can happen, something can trigger it, and it'll happen.
It's crazy.
And then you're like, what the fuck just happened? And then you're like, I've never done that before. I don't think that shit will ever happen again. But then it could happen like that. So I was like, oh, that's kind of weird, but it's kind of cool. So you never know. That's why to me, like, they didn't know that they were the thing until Something
freaking happened, yeah.
something questioned it, something they tested, then it came out.
So like we all have a trigger.
Yeah.
How do you know like that you never know what that trigger is?
Exactly.
Look at that. We don't.
What?
That's so weird.
What?
Like to just think about
Lamar
like we all have like a
converted?
little evil thing inside of us and then one
I kind of
day
like that. I
something
kind of
will
like that movie.
trigger
It was
us.
actually pretty weird. The only thing I didn't like was the dog thing. Kind of hurt.
That's the worst thing is when the dog dies. Like you can have humans die anytime, but like
Because
when
the
dog
dog's so
dies, you're like,
innocent. Because
yeah,
the
they
dog
can't
doesn't
do
do anything.
anything.
Yeah.
Did it.
Oh my goodness. We are females. Only female with you. That's okay.
I mean, everyone started off as a female, so
Did we?
yes.
How?
You just a little Y chromosome came in and was like, bye X, and then got with it.
No, Lamar was an X. Okay.
X's are females.
I'm a Y then.
In fact, we all start off as an anus too.
Oh, that's so.
Alright. Well, all of us are assholes at some point.
No,
in
that's
time.
no, like literally, like I saw this thing and it was like I don't know if like my Instagram captions used to be pretty good. They're not anymore, but it was like
What was
there's
the
a
other
specific
movies?
word for it. Like the anus is the thing that forms first, and then some
Oh,
people
yeah.
don't
What are you talking
form
about?
past this stage.
Cabin in the Woods was like my
Did you
favorite
ever
show.
about the new gods?
It's funky.
The
You know what I did not
Cabin
like?
in the Woods.
What?
Freaking Rocky Horror Show Cookie.
Did you?
Because you
went?
had to like
Shut
hump
the
the
hell
guy.
Oh, please let
What
me know
happened?
what
I wish
happened.
we had gotten
He
it on
was
video
no,
camera.
he
like,
was
if I
he
had
was
been
funnier
prepared.
though because like he had this really short, not him, he did not, the other guy had this really short dress on, and he was like this, and he had to like bend over, and it was just everything.
Because it was part of the game. They had to put a
Asshole
balloon
balls
in
and
between.
everything.
Like
No.
Oh, I thought you were. about
he
to
probably
do
had
that.
underwear on, but
They had to
Yeah,
put a
no,
balloon
that-
in
that
between
pla-
them and
that
hump
place
each
was
other.
like-
Ah.
yeah, it was like a fuck-a-thon or
Pretty much
something.
it's like that place was like there to make you feel like super uncomfortable, like gothic. Like it's like you walk in right, and it's like a gay guy. Like and all the guys there are pretty much dressed up like tranny. Like all of them, like yeah, I had like
Yeah, that's
fish.
part of the Rocky Horror
Yeah,
Picture
that's
Show.
true.
You
Yeah.
just happened to show up as
I
Nacho
actually
Libre.
did not know about that.
He was also Nacho Libre.
Oh yeah, that was fucking lit.
You misunderstood when
I
they said
wanted
dress up.
points.
Oh.
At least people didn't think you were a prostitute.
I know, but like,
Oh yeah.
Oh man, if you wouldn't have a picture of that.
I don't know, he'd be a pretty
Wow.
funky prostitute. Like,
Literally, I was
Some
wearing
people
a
into
blazer,
that.
and it looked like I wasn't wearing anything under it. We went to this diner, and all these guys were like staring at me, and I was like, no.
Oh.
That was a good
I'm
time.
not a hoe. So you had to hump a guy.
There was a
How
girl.
was it?
No, okay, so it was like girl on girl and guy on guy.
You were
like,
the guy.
okay, like, I have like no idea what the hell I was volunteering for.
Look,
And
I
was
didn't
like-
either because I told my fiance, I said, hey, we're gonna go to this thing in Atlanta. It's this night.
Oh,
She
did
said,
you-
okay,
did
cool.
you go
What
to
is
that?
it? No,
Oh, what the hell?
because I
thought you
looked
said-
it up and I saw what you had to dress like, and I was like, I pulled the e-brake real fast
I was
and I
like-
hit a UE.
Hey, I was thinking like, oh shit, 6.9 points. That's like a lot of points.
Yeah, sure.
It's
it
like
is.
almost a whole letter grade.
I'm so sad I missed that.
And then I was like,
Rozier was
well,
cat,
He was?
Yeah.
Aww.
and his wife won a massage, and it was she like just sings and goes, I fucking won. It was so funny.
Aw.
that's great.
You know what I
Yeah,
think?
you
Like,
gotta shoot.
you know what I found funny as hell? Like, you know the people in like the audience that would, like scream shit.
Yeah, I couldn't
One
tell
of
what
them-
was going
one
on.
of-
though.
Yeah,
like,
at first I had
one
no
of them were
idea.
sitting right behind me. I'm like, how the fuck does this guy know everything that's gonna happen? It turns out, like, you know. it's
Well,
not-
think they're all
there's an
employees.
audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an audience script.
I know. It was
It's
like
just-
at first when I didn't get it, I thought it was just funny. It's like these people like show up like all the time. They already know what's going on.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna like put on an actual performance, and then the entire thing was just to make fun of the movie.
Right.
It was kind of funky though. There was a lot of nip slips. There was a lot of
Really?
nip slips. Yes.
I missed nipples.
No, like
I
in the
didn't-
movie, and there was this one girl, and she was like at the very end, and she was in this teeny
Yeah,
little
her boob
corset,
fell out.
and she was just like they had to like have like a kick line, and they were like jumping around. All of a sudden, they're just like boo.
Well, and then like the
Yes.
girl,
I'm definitely about to go watch this movie now. Tonight. I need to see some lip slips.
You just look at porn, dude.
Look, if I wanted to look up porn, I could look that up. But this is in a movie. Like nip slip in a movie. So much better.
Except the guy that played Rocky had to like keep looking at the movie to figure out what he was doing next. So I was like, all right. There was a lot of guys that had nip slips too.
Oh,
Into
okay.
that
I
one.
need all that now. Don't need the nip slip from a guy. Alright, what else is there? I didn't watch that. Is it Cabin in the Woods in the movie?
Yeah.
I didn't watch
I love that movie.
There was
It's the
one
only
where
fun
like they
time.
Plus, I wasn't
sacrificed
even
all these
back
people
for
to
that.
God.
Jesse Williams, is that guy?
Yes.
Pretty.
Y'all didn't like Groundhog Day?
I don't
I thought that was just like I hate those movies that are like repetitive, like over and over and
I
over.
kinda like
It's
it.
And there's so many movies like it too.
Vantage Point.
I do like 12
Huh?
Days of Christmas though.
You guys see Vantage
What's that
Point?
one with Tom
I think
Cruise
I have.
though, where he has to repeat the day over and over again?
Edge of
And,
And like,
Tomorrow.
but they're is that what it is? Where he has to defeat aliens or something?
Yeah, I think so.
What is it?
With Emily Blunt.
Yeah. It's Tom Cruise and he has to repeat the day over and over again until they defeat the aliens or something like that.
Wait, what movie?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, what he said.
There's
You know,
so
Doctor Strange is like that too.
I thought that was
And part
Groundhog
of the
Day, and so
Well, I
when
think
I
that's
started
cool.
watching it, I was like, what's
None of you
this?
guys saw Source Code?
No.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Because I didn't even like Phil.
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
I don't see
you
Tom
are
Cruise
such an
anywhere.
asshole. I really want to punch you. The guy that played Phil in Groundhog Day, he was such an asshole.
He's such a great actor.
I can't remember his name right now. He's a good actor.
I don't remember it.
But
Phil, like
I
the
liked
character?
it.
Jerry, but I know it's not Jerry.
You remember
Bill
that in
something.
class where it's like Rozier writing a boy, he turned around, looked at you, he's like, fuck you,
I don't
Lamar,
remember
fuck
that.
you. Like, you don't remember?
Yes, I remember
It's
that
in
day.
Ghostbusters.
So
or whatever.
And I didn't know what to do.
Museum.
I was about to say fuck you back. But then I would have been like, well, he can either
But you
do,
didn't.
he can go either two ways. He can be like,
Bill
thank
Murray.
you, or he can be like, get the fuck out of my class.
Bill Murray.
Yeah.
So I
Bill
took it
Murray.
the safe way and then say nothing back. I was about to be like, fuck you, you're an asshole.
Wait, to
What
Rozier?
was that? That was
Yeah, because he
random.
yelled at me, fuck you, Lamar, fuck you. And I was
Wait,
like,
why?
I thought it
Like,
was-
was
okay,
he
I
being
thought
like
it was
random.
legit?
Just,
I
no,
thought it
just
was
like
random.
random
So I was gonna
hours.
be like random back and be like, fuck you, you're an asshole. But then I said, in my mind, it could have been like two ways. Thank you. Or it could be like, get the fuck out of my class. You're an asshole too. So
That
I just
actually
said
happened in a class at JHS. But It was Mr. Elsarelli. He was like a dick anyways. And it was just
Why,
Daniel
like,
Cannon
Groundhog Day?
of all people. And he was like doing something, he showed up like to class, and then like Mr. Elsarelli was being really rude to him, and like Daniel wasn't trying to be mean or whatever, but Mr. Elsarelli goes, I can be an asshole too, get the hell out of the classroom. And it was like, this wasn't even your class, but okay.
I heard those earlies are really bad this year.
What else? What else can I do?
I'm kind of trying to get myself really
I've heard. She doesn't show up anyways.
So that's true.
I don't know. I think that movie was probably the best thing I ever picked like in this class.
Groundhog Day?
Huh?
Groundhog Day?
No, the thing.
Oh.
Groundhog Day was good. I liked it. I hate, like, y'all don't like the whole repetitiveness.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that's kind of cool. Because you have to sit there and think, like, your lives are repetitive anyway.
Yeah.
Like, what do you have to do to make yourself feel better each day? So great.
Imagine if that
Amazing.
actually happened. But see, okay, wasn't it kind of the same thing in the Truman Show? Like, not exactly, but you know how like
Yeah, but his life, yeah.
it was
His
the
life
same
was
thing
repetitive,
every
yeah.
day.
What do you have to do to get out of the groove?
I like
What makes you, as in Pablo's thing, live life to the fullest?
But was that the point to live life to the fullest, or was it like,
Or as it was to live your own life and not worry about what other people think,
or like stop being a butthole to
and
everybody?
stop trying to make things so spot on everything that you do. Do something different each day. Go somewhere different each day, or each summer, or whenever you go on vacation. Whatever you do. Don't sleep with the same person every time. Actually, don't do that because you can get AIDS and HIV and all that.
Which I mean, like, it's terrible. But like next year, they're taking me to.
Oh, I thought you
Brazil.
said don't sit with the same person.
Sleep.
So.
Oh, I thought you said sit too.
For real?
Yeah, he
Don't
does,
sleep
but
with
he's
the
like
same
in 8th grade,
Oh,
so
no,
you
just
have fun with
kidding.
that.
person. 57
So yeah, his dad is like full-blooded Brazilian.
So what else did y'all like in this class?
That's why Christian's so hairy.
Oh, fuck this shit. I'm starting arguing that. Okay.
I don't like people there.
You gonna start arguing?
It's like,
I like the Ego song.
I don't know.
I like how it shows that everybody's in this tunnel and like can't leave. Like you think a certain way because of your experiences. If you think about it, it restricts you to like actually seeing like the whole truth.
You know what? You're right.
I think Rozier said something along that lines of that about how the internet plays a role in your life.
yeah, did you say that today?
There's
Was it
gonna
today or
last-
yesterday?
last
Last
class.
class.
This is every
Yeah,
class.
Last class
You
he
definitely lie.
said that Google, when you use Google, you use it and it picks up on certain things that you type in.
Yeah.
And it'll construe your thinking and it'll construe what you type in. Instead of using what you want to say, it already automatically comes up with things that are relative to what you've said before.
Yeah.
So
Like it
kinda
thinks for us,
thinks
so we
for
don't
you.
have to do it ourselves.
But even if it's not
But
thinking
you
for
put that in
that's the
yourself,
way.
though.
That's the way you think. So like how Google does all that stuff, like things you said, your brain's doing that.
Well,
Like
yeah,
with
but like,
everything you've
what
done in
if
the
you
past.
decided you wanted to think another way? Like, you don't always want to go down the same path, but like,
And
it
that's
forces
what I
you
was
to go
saying.
down
I
the
could
same path.
go into
Then you have to do what Descartes said he did and forget everything, which you can't actually do.
Yeah, you clear your browsing history.
you
And-
can't necessarily do that
Go
unless
ahead.
you take it to the black tie and they gold strip it.
I mean, I don't think that.
I've done that before. Fucked my computer up.
What are you trying to clear it for, Lamar?
Got me
He's trying to watch like nip slip movies.
all the time. But no, for real, like if your computer gets so many viruses, you can't just
That's why.
clear it out. You have to strip it.
That's why I like having a Mac. It's a lot
Yeah.
harder to get viruses.
I've never gotten
It's
one.
Yeah.
A virus is attached to everything.
Well, yeah, but like it doesn't crash your computer.
You
It
never
really
know.
doesn't.
I mean, if you get a decent PC, then I don't think it would.
Well, you have
I
to
think
have the proper like, stuff on it, like the proper spyware and a good firewall.
I mean, I think
You can get on
even
a
with the
PC too,
the
though.
basic ones that come with the PC,
No, that's
I
what I'm
think
saying. It's like
6
Oh,
years
yeah.
ago,
Yeah.
I would have gone to Mac
I thought
if
you
you
were talking
really
about
don't want to
Mac.
mess with viruses. But now it's like almost even.
Oh, I guess I got my PC like a long time ago. It crashed the first year, and I've had my Mac for like a year and a half, and it hasn't another trouble.
My Mac's kind of screwed.
It's
talk
not
about
really doing anything.
What?
Let's talk about philosophy
Oh yeah.
for the is it like minute we have? 3 seconds that we have?
But we didn't start like
No, we're
immediately.
but yeah.
We shouldn't just end
Let's
it
do it
like
another 5
right at
minutes.
an
Do it
hour.
another 5 minutes.
This is gonna be like the last video for like Anthos and like other people can watch our videos. And I don't know, maybe it's just me being a dumbass, but I kind of wanted to end on something pretty good note. I had a good
Yeah.
conversation. So we can talk about internet stuff like that. I was gonna base my last poem, my last artwork off of the internet, talking about how we focus too much on other people's lives that we forget to live our own.
That's
Yeah,
true.
constantly comparing yourself to others. Maybe people on Instagram like, oh, this girl just went to Rome or something like that. Like, I'm not doing shit with myself. And
We also base our self-confidence on our social media.
Your drawings?
No, that's not drawing. It's just my ideas for the last artworks. I mean, we have we have access to like, all the world's art, music, and all that stuff, and we're just like me, just like looking at dick memes or something like that. And, like, I deleted like Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and all that. And,
Really?
yeah, I've had it gone for since like. Well, like January, I deleted it, downloaded it back in February, put some pictures, and then I've been off of it since.
Do you think you're like better for it?
Yeah, I get a lot more shit done. Because like I used to be like this: wake up in the morning, go use the bathroom, sit on my phone like 20 minutes, just seeing what other people are doing. And it turns out like, I deleted it. I downloaded it again like after like a month. I haven't missed out on shit.
Yeah.
I might have missed out on like like some like funny videos, but I mean,
Your life's not over because you didn't see them.
yeah. What do y'all think about social media like that?
I use social media for like to keep up on current issues, like news.
Yeah, I was gonna say like even if you're going on Facebook just looking at what people are doing, you're still being kept up with like what's going on in the world and stuff like that. So I think it's like a necessary evil, because if you don't conform and like mess with social media, then you might end up getting left behind,
Yeah.
or like getting left in the dark.
No, that
I
always
don't
happens.
think you need to conform to social media. I still think that like when you're scrolling through Facebook, you see like subliminal messages. Even if you're looking like for news or whatever, you're probably still gonna run into like other shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like you
Yeah.
can't filter out the two.
And if I wanted to like look up news, I'd look up news. Like
Well,
I wouldn't have
yeah,
to
but-
go on Facebook for like unreliable information.
But when you're
It's not
looking up
'Cause,
news,
like-
aren't there like ads or little like snippets of other things that show up too? So it isn't that much.
Not really.
Always.
They're all really.
I don't think that like a stupid like Clorox commercial is gonna make me be like, my life fucking sucks. Seeing other people post like cool shit like, oh, I went on a cruise and like this shit and that
Yes,
shit,
it's
like
just so much fun.
that stuff is making me like, okay, well I'm over here just like
I wanna go on a cruise again.
I
doing
want
this
to go
shit.
to the one in
But you get how
Arctic.
like that is news.
Really?
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
when you're looking at what people are doing, it's news, but it's like news of like
well, I
what your
think
friends are
I think
doing.
it's news to put other people down and make other people's like status like higher.
I don't know. I feel like you take whatever you want from it. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say that someone's necessarily posting that because they want you to feel bad, or you have to feel bad for
I
posting
think they're
it.
feeling enjoyment in their life,
Yeah. and
Yeah.
share
and they
that.
want to share. I don't think it's meant to be putting down per se, but it could put people down.
So if
because
that if that was
they
the
could
point,
be
then why do
like-
people only upload like, like, oh, look at all this cool shit and stuff
Well,
like that?
because would you want other people that you're not really close with knowing about the fact that your parents are getting divorced, that
Yeah.
your grandma just died, like,
Well,
that's
that's what
the thing
I
about
posted
social
on there. My
media.
grandfather.
I mean, well, that's kind of
Well, but I mean, you know what I'm saying though.
well, that's what I'm kind of trying to say. They only post good stuff to make other people like.
But I don't think they
To
do
put
it to
your
make
status
other
up
people
there.
feel bad. They
Well-
just want to share the
Good
good
parts
things of their life.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like I've heard someone say, like you never really get to know someone over social media
Yeah.
because you only know the good. You never know about the bad.
Well, part of it's like for yourself too. Like if I use Instagram or I post anything on Instagram, it's for me because it's easier to keep up with stuff rather than save it on my phone or whatever.
And he's like-
Because then I
It's
have
like
it forever
timeline.
without actually having
Yeah.
to save it.
I use Google Pictures.
Okay, good for you.
I mean, like,
Instagram.
I don't have to like shit like all my life. I get
And I'm
really
not
quick
much into
pictures.
social media either. I'm just
Really
saying,
quick
like,
pictures.
Today was the first time I've posted on Instagram
Like-
in 2 years.
Okay, it says this. I don't know about you guys.
I'm such a-
One of my coworkers told me 9 out of 10 people check social media before they brush their teeth in the morning.
That's true.
Do you check your phone before you brush your teeth in the morning?
I check my phone, yeah.
Before you brush your teeth?
Check your phone or check social media?
Just check your phone, check social media. Like, if you check your phone, you're probably gonna be checking. Like, if
I check my
I try
phone to
to
see
check
if
my
my
text.
fiance texted me or called
Yeah,
me.
Yeah.
I check text in the morning just to see if like
And
somebody
then I go
brings
take a
up at
shower.
school.
Yeah.
Or I'll watch TV.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't go
even
on,
like
like,
get on like
Facebook or anything.
Snapchat or anything
No,
until I'm
So
like
all of
at
you-
the parking lot of school.
Yeah,
okay, everybody here, check their phone.
for text, like if something
For text.
important happens.
That's not.
Like I'll check my email to see if class is canceled and I'll check.
Or
So you're saying
especially, like,
you
your
don't
alarm
check your
clock.
phone?
Yeah,
You gotta check.
Yeah,
your
you
phone.
gotta check your phone. If
It'd
you're
be
alone.
different if
I
like.
don't check my phone. I know nobody's not. I know. Okay, look. I know nobody's texting me. I know nobody's not calling me or anything like that because.
You know what, Pablo? I'm gonna
That's
make
real
that
sad.
change.
We're
I'm
all
gonna
gonna
text
text
you
all
every
day.
night.
Good morning, Pablo.
You all can say whatever the fuck you want. I mean, like, really.
What?
It's
No,
not
we need to
gonna
do this and see if he responds to us or not.
It's not
And
gonna
I'm-
respond.
And now he's not gonna
Alright.
respond if
I'm
we
not
do
responding.
it, because he's gonna know it's a test.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, you're trying to say like.
Make another
What I'm trying to say is
In a couple
that.
months,
What
like,
I'm trying to
after
say and what
he's
Rosie's trying to say is
forgotten
this. Well, I think that
Next-
Rosie's also trying to say.
Like next August.
What?
That
Pablo.
social media.
People actually do that.
The theme of the class is this. It's turning away.
We're talking like 2 years and they're like, oh.
So I mean,
Like, nah, I'm not gonna receive.
think of our attention span. Think of your attention span.
What
Like how
I'm trying
easy,
to
like,
say
we-
to why is
how-
everyone
Easy.
You
We.
have a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so that's how short our attention span is. If that answers your question. So, no,
I mean, I get what you're saying though. Like, I feel like
Or
we're
do
all
you
a little
mean?
bit, like,
Do you think Rozier's
ADD
meaning that
actually being-
we're turning away
Yeah.
from reality to go into a fake world, meaning internet?
I love the internet. I love being able to see what a person in California is doing. Or in
Is that what
New
you're
Zealand.
meaning? Or do you mean that we're turning away from reality, like from what's already here, to look on the internet to tell us that something's already here?
You can't fight a bad habit by denying that it doesn't exist.
I just think that in general we have a lot of bad habits and just kind of picking and choosing if you say social media is bad, because there are a lot of other stuff that we do that are bad that kind of build up on that.
But I'm talking about social media, going on your phone in the morning, checking this before you go to sleep at night, checking social media and doing this. And I'm talking about this. Maybe you guys can say all you want, deny that you never oh, I never check Facebook before I go to sleep. Whatever.
I'm not saying that
I go
never have.
I go upstairs. I look in my dad's room or something like that. Say like maybe like good night. I see him on his phone. I'll see my stepmom. Like I've had friends sleep over. I go to sleep right. I see their fucking phone like bright as shit at night and like they're on social media and all that.
Hey, Jessica, nice to meet
And
you.
if and if like I don't know, maybe you guys think whatever the fuck you want, but I think personally, you guys can all say, oh, I don't check social media in the morning. I think you guys do. You don't? Okay. Then.
Not until I go to school.
I mean, whether
But
they do or
it's-
don't, you can still make your point.
I mean,
And my point is that social media controls your life.
I
It's
think,
like,
I
the
think
thing
it
is, like,
definitely does. I mean, like I work in old people's
seeing-
home and I'll just like sit on the TV for like hours at a time, not doing anything. I can't sit down and watch TV and not like be on my phone and all that at the same time.
No, I know.
Social media, like
So it
showing
makes you,
showing
like-
all the cool shit that other people's doing. It's like the worst thing is realizing like what you can do, but knowing that you're not gonna do it. And you see all these people doing like cool shit, of course, and then it's like, oh wait, I wish I could do that.
knowing that you can do it or knowing
But
that
knowing
you
that-
won't do it is two totally different things.
I'm quoting Rozier.
Okay.
Worst thing is realizing what is possible, but knowing it won't happen.
So you're telling me that Rozier is over everything?
Well, how does he know it won't happen?
Yeah, but I can see like
Because I feel
someone
like
go
the
on a
stuff you're
cruise and
looking
be
up-
like,
the
man,
stuff
now
you're
I'm
looking
gonna
at
go
on
do
Facebook.
that.
All
It
right,
doesn't mean
let's
I'm
say
not gonna
this.
do
Let's
it.
say this. You see some like a cool picture, right? Say like somebody's a fucking astronaut.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think every astronaut goes into space? You think that you're gonna be able to do what that person did or anything like that?
What's to say you can't?
That's the thing. There's nothing like saying specifically that you will not be able to go there. I mean, probably not, but not. It's not impossible.
Well, my mentality is that I can do what I want with my life, right? Of course. But just like what you were saying earlier, it's like, oh yeah, but I have to work and I have to do all that stuff, right? Yeah, of course, yeah, you do have to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's life.
But I mean, still, it's like, oh, what's to say that you can't? Well, they just hold me down or something like that, or that's holding me down. And it's like, worrying about.
So that's
So-
like me saying, what's the point of going
Let me
to
try to
school?
get back to social media. What the fuck do I do?
I was gonna say like school. You're in school all your life, like almost every day of the week. Like that can't be good for you. It's controlling your life. It's teaching you one way to think or a way to think.
But I think that. Okay, when you're talking about going to school, you're talking about like going to school to be an astronaut, right?
Going to school for anything.
Okay. I mean, think about like, but you're going to school for like a cause. You're
a
also
cause
social.
that somebody else told you.
You're on-
was a
Yeah,
cause.
that's
Like,
the whole
you
point of,
didn't
like,
come out the womb and say, I
core
want to go to
curriculum.
school at this place. Somebody told you that you had to go to school. You have to do this to get a degree, all that stuff. So I mean, if you really think
But that's what
about
we're
it,
just. Isn't that like what Lamar was just talking about? Also, like you have to do this in order to do that.
I mean, yeah. So it's like nothing's really.
So like to
your
be an
own
astronaut, you
choice.
have to go to college. You have to get your master's degree in physics or something like that. Of course.
Yeah.
Like, but if you're spending all this time on social media, that's taking you away from that.
But what's to say that that isn't taking you away from something else?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like
What do you like? Explain what you just said.
Like, if you're saying that social media is taking us away from like all this schooling and everything, but like I understand that school is very important, like it is, but what's to say that school isn't taking you away from being able to go want to live your life to the fullest, like
The thing is, I am.
something always takes, well, but just because you are doesn't mean everyone else is. Like something is always going to take up the time that you could use to do something else.
That you could
That's just
use
how
that.
life works. It's not just social media is the only thing. It all goes back on itself.
Okay, how about you delete your social media for 1 month and see how much changes?
Okay, so
That's
you
a-
do that,
I
then
already
you can
did.
get a girlfriend, and that'll do the same thing that social media is doing.
Yeah,
What are you
anything.
talking about? How does
That
how
because
does
a girlfriend can
how
take
does-
up just as much
does-
time as social
How
media
does
can.
girlfriend and social media do the same thing? The thing is, I'm not looking for.
But
so-
social
taking-
social
But
not
media
couldn't
is
you also
No, no,
argue?
no, no,
Couldn't
no.
you also argue that getting a girlfriend will probably be more productive than
No, it's not.
going on Instagram?
Not
No,
necessarily.
not necessarily.
So what about
Me
your
having a girlfriend actually took me away from being a D1 athlete.
so your fiance?
That's not my fiance. I didn't date my fiance in high school.
But your fiance was your girlfriend at one point.
Yes.
But
But
that
he
was
wasn't like
later
my
in life.
life.
He's
Getting a
talking about
girlfriend.
at this certain point in his life.
But you're just talking about getting a girlfriend.
No. When
And
he was
what-
in high
like it-
school.
I said if you take away social media
There's
and
always
got
gonna
a
be
girlfriend,
there's always gonna
it's
be something
gonna
that
be
takes
the
its
same
place.
And
thing
who
that's
knows-
gonna take its place.
But Zeke, who knows if that girlfriend could be your fiance?
And
But-
it can be. But through
But what are you
life,
gonna get out of social media?
I don't think social media takes up that much of your time.
social
Social
media,
media.
You're
you're
making it sound
telling
like
me,
it's an
you're
addiction.
sitting here telling me
Yeah.
that social media takes up 12 hours of the day of a person's life.
Social media takes up time. It's still
But
time
so
that you're
does
never gonna. It's
anything
time that you're
else.
never gonna get
Driving
back.
takes up time.
Eating
you're
takes
driving
up
for a
time.
good reason.
Showering takes
You're
up
doing that
time.
for a
Like,
good reason. What is
What
what
takes
good
up
does
time.
social media give you?
Social media
It
can give
connects
you
you-
information.
it connects you to people all
and
around
Do you
the
know
world.
Honestly, I
social
feel like
media?
sleeping wastes more of my time than anything else.
If you go on Instagram or if you go
Because you
on
sleep
whatever the
for,
heck,
like,
what's gonna be
half
on your
the
feed?
day.
No, I know.
I don't know,
NBA,
like
friends.
for like
That's
15
what's on
hours. Like,
social media.
I really
Maybe
do that.
stuff is going on in politics around the world.
Yeah.
Other stuff's
How do you
like
fi- how do you
Black
figure
Lives
out
Matter,
politics?
stuff like that. They use social media for all of that. I don't think it'd be as
Social
progressive
media
as
is
You know
it
what
sounds.
else? You know what else they use social media for? Did you not see that video the other day of that guy going to a college campus and he's like, "Oh, I'm just going around killing people and stuff like that," and he's like, Facebook Live.
That
and all
wasn't
shit.
a college
He wasn't
campus.
using it
That
to
was
kill
Cleveland.
people.
Okay, look, I just fucking heard about it, right? The point is, it was on social media.
Exactly.
no, he went
So-
Okay,
The point is, it was on social media.
Social
Okay, but the
media,
point
like
is,
everything
It's
else,
broadcasted on social media,
has
like,
negatives
positive or
and
negative.
positives.
Yeah.
If you
Yes.
focus only on the negatives, it's the worst thing in the
I
world.
think
You
it has
can't
more
say that-
negatives than it has positives.
Hmm?
It has more negatives than it
Okay,
has
but you
positives.
can't
How do you know?
I've
Maybe
been-
maybe it has
I've
more
been,
negatives
I've
than
been
positives.
arguing that this whole fucking time, but you guys are over here like, oh yeah, but what about, it doesn't
No,
take
I
that
know,
much time.
but
You guys are
we're-
just denying, you guys
But
are just
see,
denying,
No,
like,
Pablo, you can't
you're
expect
just
us
denying it
all
the whole
to have
time.
the same mindset as you do. That's the thing, is we don't all believe the same thing you do, and that is completely fine. It'd be really weird if we were all the same person. But like, I'm just saying that you can have one opinion, but you're sitting here arguing with us saying that what we believe is completely and
Well,
totally wrong, but what's to say that what you're saying
let me
like,
say
Okay,
this.
well, how is social
So,
okay, well,
Pablo-
how is what I'm saying wrong?
Pablo, don't you want
We're not
to
saying
be?
it's
Don't
wrong,
you? Don't
we're
you
No,
just
want?
that's just kind of
don't-
biased.
but that's
Coming from
Pablo,
someone who
don't
doesn't
you
use
want to be a
social media.
pilot?
Yeah.
And didn't a pilot say, "Don't take this because it's a waste of your time," but yet you're still here,
What are you talking about?
like getting your college.
I have to have a college degree to be a pilot.
And what college degree
not
are you
necessarily.
going
I
for?
know plenty of pilots that do not have college degrees.
Are they pilots in the regionals or are they pilots in the majors? If you're going to be a pilot in the major airlines, you have to have a college degree. You're not going to get hired if you don't have a college degree. I don't want to fly for a little regional carrier only in the United States. I want to fly international. I want to fly big ass Boeing 737s. I don't want to fly a little Embraer 170 and just fly to like Memphis, Tennessee. I would rather fly a big fucking 747 to Rome or some shit like that or Tokyo.
So
And I need a college degree in order to do that.
So for you to get a college degree, like I said, you could seriously take a general studies college degree, which is you taking 2 of a 2000 class and get the fuck out. But you're sitting here.
To get a 4-year college degree,
You're getting a 4-year.
it's a bachelor's degree. You need a bachelor's degree in order to go to the majors.
Yes, there's a bachelor's general studies degree.
So what are you trying to tell me?
You're majoring in something else, aren't you?
I'm majoring in something else, but it's only my first year of college. I'm still having other factors that are coming into like my thought process. What I'm doing right now, engineering, it's not the final say.
Yeah.
I'm having backups on backups. I'm still applying to other colleges and stuff like that. But that's not the point of what I was trying to say. Right now, it's finals week, right? I'm trying to pass all my classes. I'm trying to do all my homework, everything, right? You think I'd be able to just like come up with all these ideas right here, just like going on like Instagram and seeing like some girl post a selfie or somebody
You
take
can go
a
on
picture of this
Instagram
Starbucks
and you
or
can
something like
search
that?
up.
You never
a
know what's
page
gonna inspire
with-
you.
Yeah, like you never know what's gonna be on social media. You can go on social media and you can search up like
Like what?
a username that does or a hashtag that does drawings like these, and then you can get inspired from those drawings. Everything on social media. It's not just
Not
girls
everything
on
I know,
is
page.
bad.
between
We're not-
memes, pictures, and all that stuff, you could definitely find something creative, something that would inspire
And
you.
artists use social media
That's
as
what-
a platform.
But that's what
Oh, all the
Rozier.
time.
That's what Rozier's giving us these books for, so we could think and have our own fucking independent thoughts. We were just talking about like Google influences, like what you think or something like this, you know?
But
If I,
these
if I read
books
this, I'm
are-
reading the thoughts of somebody else.
Yeah, these books are someone else's thoughts.
These are-
They're
those aren't my
influencing
thoughts.
your thoughts.
I'm reading this to gain the information.
So what's to
You
say
see what I
some
mean?
other medium isn't doing the same thing? Why are books different?
And I think that's one thing Rozier's trying to say, like, don't get caught up in like, oh, if I do this different, if I do that different, just go. Just live life. Be on social media or don't be. But don't get caught up in whether you should do it or not, whether I shouldn't do it. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter as much as you think it does.
I think it does. And I don't know if
Well, that's
I
fine.
don't
You
know,
can
do you
think,
guys-
but
I'm
that doesn't
sorry.
mean we all.
I just think I'm
just
still
saying,
gonna hold my opinion. I still think that social media is bad.
That's fine.
I mean,
You can
yeah,
have
but-
your
Yeah.
opinion.
And I have an Instagram. I'm sorry, but
You
I haven't
can't tell us
fucking
we're
like.
wrong.
I mean, I think everyone in here can.
And I
probably
can-
agree
and I
with
could-
that. It has
and
negative
I can-
Yeah, it
aspects.
does.
There's
Yeah,
some bad to
absolutely.
it.
And I can argue against it. And personally, I think it has more bad than it does good.
That's fine, but I mean, like,
I mean,
I
how
would
do you
think
measure
that
that?
something else has more bad.
Like,
than
how
it
would
does
you
good.
measure that? Like, the measurement of how good it is to bad? Because you'd have to, like, actually see what it does to society. There's no real way you could do that.
It does fuck people up because society is so fucking self-centered now.
But there are so many
So
other things
literally,
that
I think
screw
that
up
society right now is so much more self-centered. If you go out there into the if you go into the student center, right, how many people are going to be on their phones?
All of them.
Do you think that social media and stuff like that hasn't had such a big impact on like how we like talk to
But
other
so
people and
have
stuff
other
like that?
things.
Yeah,
That's
there's-
just the
think
you're
thing
picking
of
and
this
personally,
choosing. I
generation.
bet you there are other things that you do that are just as bad as social media or have the same
How
kind of
would-
negative effects.
Like if you like what I'm saying, like go out, go to freaking Nesbitt, go to something like that. People are going to be on social media. People aren't going to want to interact with you because people are going to be too focused on other people's lives.
Yeah, but
I
That's
swear to
true.
God.
I'm just saying, like, even if you go on social media, you're
But
seeing
look
other
how,
people's
but
lives.
look how it influences like your environment. Like when I'm like over here waiting for French class, I see the whole freaking hallway is like this. Like this, just on their phones, on freaking Twitter. Like there's somebody next to you, like you can talk to them.
You can talk to somebody on Twitter.
Why talk to somebody? There's somebody right freaking next to you. Why not talk to them?
What if they're not a good person? What if you're having a
You
treated
don't know
conversation with
you don't
somebody
know
else from like
oh,
Missouri?
so you don't know the person behind the
You
screen.
don't know that. It might think you're
The person next to you,
Yeah,
you can talk to them. You
Who's
can
to
get
say
to
you
know
really
them.
know the person right next to you?
Yeah, like,
You can get to meet people. God dang it, that's what Rozier's
You
also.
can meet
That's what
people
Rozier's also talking
online.
about. Like actually knowing somebody, like for real, like truly knowing somebody.
But a lot
That's
of times,
that's different. How are you really
but a-
gonna truly know somebody like on Snapchat? Like
no,
or,
and
like,
I understand that, but a lot of times that's how it starts. That doesn't mean that's
That's
gonna
how
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 it's
do I
gonna
really
continue.
truly know somebody on Snapchat? Did you just say that?
Like think about it.
All my friends
what I
on
was just-
Snapchat are people that I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
But look, what I was just saying is this. I'm right here. There's another person. Like, why talk to the person? Like, when I could just talk to the person that's like next to me, get to meet like somebody new or something like that. And she's like, "Well, I'm sorry, saying I'm not trying to pick on you or anything like that. But why talk to this person when you could talk to that person? It's like
But why
This
talk to
person-
that person when you can talk to this
this
person?
person's right next to me. I could talk to them. This person on the internet,
So-
they're just like in the screen. I'm probably not gonna see.
What
them.
if you know? Do you know that that person who's on social media isn't talking to a family member?
Yeah.
Or like I was gonna say,
But
like,
what are the probability of that is so freaking low.
It's not
Literally-
freaking low.
Literally, go freaking Nesbitt. Go to Student Center.
Unfortunately,
I don't
My
have my
cousin.
grandparents.
Yeah, like,
I don't
my
have my
you're-
cousins' numbers. I don't have any
Okay,
of that.
you can
So
say
my
that.
access to talk to them is social media.
But I'm trying
So
to-
for you to sit there and tell me that
Lamar,
my
you're,
probability to talk to a family member is really low,
that's
is
a
beyond
fallacious
the point.
fallacious claim right there. You're just using yourself.
you're
That's
making
a-
a fallacious claim
But look,
too.
literally,
That
what are
makes
the
0 sense.
Alright,
what
like
you're
what are
saying
the
right
odds
now.
that all the people like out there in the student center are literally everybody's over there talking to their grandma or something like that and saying, "Oh, I'm using Twitter or Instagram." Like I'm talking to my like seriously.
Pablo, I was gonna say that like even if they aren't talking to family, he has a point. It definitely restricts you. I'm saying like in high school, there were still cliques. There were people that you talk to, people you
And
don't
then
talk
people you
to.
don't talk to.
Period.
Yeah.
There's always been that kind of going
It's
together.
It's
These
always
are
gonna
like
be that
In
way.
high school, look, I think that social media freaking changed high school a lot too. Cause everybody's like, "Oh, you see that shit that nigga shit on Twitter or something like that? Man, fuck that bitch." Or
So
something.
did you
Or,
talk to
"Did see
everybody
that
in your
bitch
high
or
school?"
something like that. I talked to a lot of people in my high school.
yeah, but do you know
Everyone
them?
though.
Did you know
Oh,
them
look-
personally?
Because that's the difference, like actually being tight with somebody, you know, seeing them around the hall or whatever.
Those are
I'm,
acquaintances.
okay, literally, like, look. I think I made a pretty big influence on some people's lives. And I don't think it, like, even
So-
if I talked to those people, like just through Twitter, I don't think I would have made as much of an influence on them as if I
You-
did in real life.
There's
But you
plenty
don't
of
know
people
that.
You don't, you
I
don't.
do know them.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You could talk to somebody who is literally near death, suicidal, for you to say one nice thing to them could change their whole life. But you don't know that.
It could be through social media.
You don't know that whatsoever.
Yeah, like you know,
Social
like all
media
these
isn't-
YouTubers that
social
their
media isn't the
followers
same
are like,
as, like,
changed
in
my
talking-
life. Yeah.
Social media isn't the same as
Social
talking to
media
them
is
to real life. Like,
So
Okay,
you're
well-
telling me all the cries for help on social media.
well, those
And
one like,
somebody-
are you talking about like
no,
one like
no,
equals
no, no,
one
no.
respect?
No,
Oh,
no,
it says
no,
an
no,
African kid. Are you
no.
talking about like some girl in the hospital is
Like
like,
I said.
oh, drop one leg, that's like one prayer. I don't.
No, I'm not talking
like,
about
a
that.
Stupid like
I'm
doesn't mean
seriously sitting here
anything.
talking about somebody could post a video and be like, I'm really hurting inside. I just need somebody to talk to. For somebody to see that on social media and for somebody to hit them back and be like, oh, I totally understand where you're coming from.
That person's
That-
on social media and they're seeing other people live their freaking lives, and of course they're getting freaking depressed.
But you don't know, so being bullied
Just
at,
because
at
they're
home.
depressed doesn't mean
So
that
being
it's
bullied
because
at
of social
school
media.
And
is
social media
a
isn't
cause
the
of
only
social
reason
media.
people get depressed.
Yeah.
Being bullied at school is a cause of social media.
That's
Who's
what I
getting-
just asked
who's
you.
getting bullied at school?
I don't know, you just,
You don't know
you just,
that.
You just made it sound
I'm
like
telling
social
you, like,
media
look,
is so
I'm
powerful.
telling you, like, I'm
Okay.
People get
Alright.
bullied at school.
I mean,
No,
I'm
so
sorry.
you're telling me nobody
like,
gets bullied
Like,
at
I'm
school?
sorry, but your arguments to me are just like, oh my god, and then like
Your
you're like-
arguments to me about social media is being the devil of everything in this world is totally
Yeah, I think you're
ridiculous.
giving it too much
Yeah.
power. I feel like
Yeah,
the
you're
reason
right.
why things are the way they are, and we created social media, and it reflected the things that were already going on in our society.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. It's not
how
like
you
social
want it.
media came and then changed everybody.
No, see,
I
that's
think
the
social media changes a lot.
well, but see,
I
a
think
lot of
social
people
media made
say
a huge impact. I think for the worse.
a lot of people say that like, for instance, like terrorism and like all this bad crap or whatever, like it's all gotten so much worse because of the media and blah 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 or whatever. But in actuality, it's always happened. It's just that it's broadcasted more now, and so people know more about it. It has always happened. It has not gotten worse. It has not gotten better. It's just we know about it more now than we used to.
Because social media is giving us
So I think if you practice moderation with everything, including social media,
That's how you
you'd be
It's
fine.
all about your free will. Like
how
it's
you
what
look at it.
you-
I'm not
yeah.
gonna get depressed if I see Hannah in the mountains. Even though,
if
yeah,
you
maybe
do-
I want to go
if you
hiking
do-
that day, but I'm not
You
gonna
guys-
go, you know, I
Chances
really
are
wanna
you
go
already
do
do
If
that.
you do, that's not
Okay,
social
like
media.
I guess my
that's-
argument is
what you're trying to say
You
is
guys
that
have
social
your-
media is a total.
You could think what.
It ruins
if you're at
everything.
the
Look, you guys
mall.
can. Okay, look, you guys take your own opinion. You guys keep on going on Snapchat and all, like Instagram, whatever. Right? I'm done. You guys have your win. There you go. Okay, now that you're mad that I said have your win. I mean, like
What?
What? It's like what? It's like what? It's like okay, you guys are right. Okay, well, I don't want to keep arguing.
I don't think it's that simple as right or wrong.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not.
I think you definitely made some good points.
So I mean,
I'm not sitting
so-
here saying that your points aren't valid. I did not say that, not one bit. Well, you can't sit here
You
and
say
I
you
didn't
say
think
that my
they're
points are
valid, they're just
invalid when you turn
one-sided.
around and say, oh my god. Like, it's like
because
it's like if I listen to your
So-
guys' arguments and then like I try to say something, you turn around.
but you've cut off everybody who's trying to say something back.
Because it's kind of hard to like answer to everybody when everybody's talking to me at the same time.
Not even one person. You've literally. I sat here trying to say something. You've cut me off every single time.
Okay.
So for you to sit there and say that to me is
to say
out
that to
in-
me
in the
while
middle
like
of
I have like
nowhere.
this and this and this
No.
that talking to me.
it's alright. I'm not worried about it anymore.
Okay then.
Believe what you believe. I'll believe what I believe. It's cool.
So that's,
You-
that's
okay,
what I'm
well-
trying to say is everybody has their own
Okay,
mind,
well,
their
you-
own opinion,
okay,
and
look,
that's
even
just
if-
it.
All you guys fine. Keep on going on social media. Do you guys think? I'll put my time somewhere else.
Okay,
That's
that's
fine.
fine. That's your life.
No,
I'll
like
go-
what
If
we're
you-
saying
I'll
is
go
What
and
you
do, I'll
should
go
do,
do my own definition
You
of
can
like
go
live
be
up
an
to the
advocate to shut down social media. That'll be a great thing if you want to do that. Be an advocate of that. Be an advocate for people to not be on social media as much.
There's
and put their
also-
time in something else.
there's already such a thing as anti-social media.
I think all in or out. I think like all in or nothing. When it
Okay,
comes when
okay.
it comes to social media.
So like I said, go.
You can be
That's
on
fine.
Facebook every
I say-
once in a while.
I just say delete it. I don't see like any good in just.
No, I know.
Which
and
You don't see
fine.
any. Okay, see that's you can't say that like we're crazy for not agreeing with you, and you don't see any
You
good in
can't say
social
no,
media.
it's a
See,
little
To
bit
not
that's
see any
the
good,
thing.
you have to like purposely try to not see the good, because I can see the bad. How can you not see the good?
Well, I see a lot more bad than I see good.
Just okay.
Okay, that's
you,
fine, but
You
you have
gave
to
us. You gave me a
recognize that it
perfect
has
situation.
Yeah, and you have to recognize that not everyone's gonna share your same opinion.
You gave me a perfect situation when you said, you know that dude who was on Facebook Live at a campus killing everybody. He was not on campus. If you would have known that, it was on social media. So for you to know a factual thing, you would have to see social media for that.
Plus, I help people catch him, so.
It is.
I mean,
Yeah.
and he wasn't using Facebook
He
Live
would
to
have
kill
never.
people.
He would have never done
He was
that
using it to basically get himself caught.
For what?
to give himself the
Didn't he
platform
only
to
kill
shoot
like one
people.
person?
He like seriously like you think that.
Yeah,
I think
You think that if there wasn't Facebook
Live,
Live-
but he killed that
You really
one.
think that if there
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
Facebook Live, he wouldn't have gone out there like on Facebook Live trying to get all this attention.
Facebook Live made this
Trying to get-
murder. This
trying
person.
to get all this attention.
But
to
do you
let
think
people
you're
know.
going to
Like,
make
that's been a murder
Facebook
no
Live
matter
be the
what,
motive
Pablo.
for his murder? Clearly, he murdered that guy for other reasons. You can't say social
But he put
media
it-
is causing people
But
to
he
murder.
put it on Facebook Live.
That
to get the
that
attention.
may
doesn't
that
mean
may be
that
attention, but that's
Facebook
not
to
the
Live
get,
reason.
to get the attention.
Oh, okay.
It was not Facebook
It
Live.
wasn't
at
Facebook
all.
Live,
Like,
it was
I
his
don't
girlfriend.
think
I
it's
really have
For
to
the
go.
first off, it was his girlfriend, not Facebook Live. Or social media.
You guys don't want to do quizzes?
It's 6 o'clock. I gotta go.
I'd
Okay,
like
they're
to
only
do my
four, right?
quizzes.
I think I've already done them all.
I think I did.
Especially if there's only 4.